to application context, which is industry standard IOC container, application context, because it is bit advanced container. These two containers in Spring Core module are given for what purpose? Babu. Yeah, given for what purpose, guys? For two operations. What are those two operations? Number one, speak out. Spring Bean lifecycle management. Number two, I want reply from you people. Come on. Dependency management. What do you mean by Spring Bean lifecycle management, guys? IOC container loads the Spring Bean class, creates the object, manages the object, calls the lifecycle method. If needed, destroys the object. What do you mean by dependency management, guys? IOC container, right? Assigns, arranges dependent Spring Bean class object to target Spring class object. In core Java, lifecycle management, dependency management must be done by programmer manually, explicitly, right, guys? In Spring application, all these things are taken care by container or not, guys? This comes under what, guys? Inversion of control, because nothing is left in the hands of control programmer. Every control is taken by whom? Container. That's why it is called IOC operation, inversion of control operation. డిస్టర్బ్ చేశారా? వాయిస్ రావట్లేదంట. ఇంటర్నెట్ కనెక్షన్. Am I audible, guys? Online students, am I audible? Am I visible? సౌండ్ తగ్గించారమ్మా. రీస్టార్ట్ చేస్తే మీటింగ్ వెళ్ళిపోయిందిగా. వాళ్ళకి చెప్పు 5 minutes అని చెప్పు మరి. Online students, some technical problem has come. I need to restart my laptop. Please stay back. Please stay back. I will be back in 5 minutes. I will be connecting back in 5 minutes.
This meeting is being recorded.
Guys, please check your audio and video settings, please. Am I audible, guys? Online students, am I audible? Am I loud and clear? Are we good to go? Done, boss. Yeah, in other days class, I was talking about what, guys? Spring core module. As part of that, we discussed about two containers given by core module. Come on, everyone. Later, we discussed about both the containers are given for what purpose? Two operation. One for Spring Bean lifecycle management. Second one is for what purpose, guys? Come on. Dependency management. How many modes of dependency management is there, boss? Two modes are there. What are those? One is a dependency lookup, other one is a dependency injection. Dependency lookup means DL. In shortcut, we call it as DL. Yeah, here the target component or target Spring Bean spend some time, write some logic to search and get dependent Spring Bean class object from different resources. Later uses in the target. Later uses dependent object in the target object. So here indirectly target is pulling the dependent or not, guys. What is the example we have taken? Non-technical example. The way you go to office, ask for material and collects the material is nothing but what, guys? Dependency lookup. You means student is the target. Course material is the dependent. Are we getting directly? No. You are contacting Naresh IT office. There you are requesting 1-2 people. Then they deliver the material and you are taking and using the material. That comes under dependency lookup. And other side, if any famous objects are there like Paytm object, what is that? Visa object, GPay object, PhonePe object. To provide global visibility to those objects, they will be kept in which registry, guys? J&A registry, right, guys? Yeah, if your target class is contacting J&A registry, searching and getting what? One or other dependent object from J&A registry, that is also called as what? Dependency lookup. The way Flipkart class contacts the J&A registry and searches for Paytm object and access that Paytm object and uses inside the Flipkart class comes under dependency lookup or not, guys? Super, boss. Okay. So now let us try to understand advantages and disadvantages of what? Dependency lookup. Advantages and disadvantages. Guys, yeah, the target can get only required dependent object. Target is having freedom. What it wants, that only it can search and get. For example, in the Naresh IT office, Java material is there, .NET is there, Python is there. Are we going to get all materials or only Java material? If you are a Java student, you can get only Java material. If you are a .NET student, you can request and get only .NET material. That advantage is there or not there? Super. That's a definitely advantage part. So here the target The target Spring Bean can search and get only the required, what guys? Only the required dependent Spring Bean from other resources. This advantage is there or not there, guys? Super. Any newcomers are there in online and offline? Offline, please raise your hands. Online, please say yes. Please say yes if you are online newcomer. Yeah. Yeah, newcomers, you can happily continue in this batch. But only the thing is, you are supposed to take the backup videos and watch next 2-3 days. In next 2-3 days, you have to complete backup videos. Mr. Admin, can you share the backup videos? I think these are the backup videos that I have. I'm sharing in the chat box. Everyone, please collect and watch them as early as possible in order to continue in this batch. Okay, guys. Tell me, guys, when I say cons, what do you mean by constraints, guys? Is there any advantage, disadvantage, limitation? What is the disadvantage in dependency lookup? You only think your target resource should spend some time, should write some logic to search and get the dependent. See, in remaining all places, container is taking care of everything. But here, what's happening? In target Spring Bean, in one or other method, I should write some logics. I should place some logic to search and get the required dependent class object. What do you say, guys? Yes or no? Na? Definitely, boss. Tell me here what is there, guys. Here, the target Spring Bean. Here, the target Spring Bean must spend some time and must write some logics to search and get. What, guys? To search and get dependent Spring Bean class object. What object? From different resources. Different resources. So definitely this problem is there or not there, guys? Okay. Shall we take up the second one, guys? What's the second one? Dependency injection is the second discussion. Okay. Copy this. DI. DI is nothing but dependency injection, boss. Yeah. Tell me what is there, guys? DI is nothing but dependency injection. Yeah. Tell me, guys, what is dependency injection? What is dependency injection, guys? Here in target class, we don't do anything. Everything will be done by underlying container or server, framework or runtime environment. We don't do anything. We don't do anything. Everything is taken care by whom? Underlying server or container or framework or runtime environment. In this model, the dependent object will be assigned to target object by underlying server or container or framework or runtime environment based on the inputs and instructions that it is receiving. Based on the inputs and instruction that it is receiving. Is it not interesting? Here, what's happening, guys? Underlying server or container or framework is pushing dependent class object to target Spring Bean class object or not? Dependent object to target object or not, guys? Maybe spring bean are normal object, but pushing is happening or not, guys? Sir, what is a real life example? The moment you joined in the course, you did not ask for material. Management person said, our office employee said, this is your course material, take it. You are not asking for it. You don't even know there is a material concept. You joined in the course, they assigned the material. Don't you think material is assigned to student? Don't you think material is injected to the student? What do you say, guys? Happening or not happening? Okay. Those are attending classes on regular basis. Outside there's a Google scanner. Please scan and you'll get a form and fill the form. Okay, it's not for placement students. It's only for others. Those who are not placement batch students. Yes. Google Drive create చేయాలి. Create చేసి నాకు share చేయమని. Yeah, listen. The moment you joined in the course, Naresh IT employee said, this is your material, take it. So here course material is injected to the student. By whom? Underlying Naresh IT. Yes or no? Na? That is a non-technical real life example for understanding sake. Okay, let's try to understand technical example now. The people who knows core Java, they can understand this example. I think everyone is aware of core Java. The moment you ask JVM to create the object, JVM definitely creates the object or not. It automatically assigns default values to the properties of the object. Here default values are injected to the properties of the object. Agree with me? If object is having string property null, int property 0, long property 0, float property 0.0, boolean property false. These default values to the object that is created are injected or manually supplied by you. They are dynamically injected by JVM or not, guys? So that means we don't know there is a dependency injection, but we have been enjoying the dependency injection from so many years, right, guys? Okay, second example, which is a technical example, again for the student who knows Servlet JSP, especially Servlet knowledge. Who creates Servlet class object? Servlet content. Yes, na boss? Who creates Servlet config object? Servlet container. Who assigns Servlet config object to Servlet class object? Servlet container. So the moment our Servlet class object is created, creating Servlet config object as right hand object, linking that object, assigning that object to our Servlet class object is dynamically done by Servlet container. Don't you think it also comes under dependency injection? Okay, sir. Overall, dependency injection is good or lookup is good? Injection is good. Why? Are we writing any logics? Are you spending any time to search and get the dependent? Here everything is taken care by whom? Container or runtime environment or framework. So life is very much simplified here or not, guys? So out of 100 times, 95 times we prefer working with a dependency injection. Okay, there are 1-2 places where dependency injection is bit bad, not completely bad, bit bad. So to overcome that problem, we look at what? Dependency lookup. And there are some projects where we don't use dependency lookup at all. There are few projects, 95% we use dependency injection. 5% time we think about working with what? Dependency lookup. Is that clear, guys? So your focus should be on DI or DLR. Your focus should be more and more on what? DI. Some people don't even know there is a concept called what? Dependency lookup. They think Spring means dependency injection, Spring Boot means only dependency injection. As arranging dependent to target means they know only one thing, they feel only one thing, they try only one thing. That is what? Dependency injection. That much popular it is. Can I add a few comments over here? Online student, try to join as early as possible to the class. Okay, guys. Here, the underlying container or server or framework or runtime environment. Runtime environment dynamically assigns or injects the dependent class object to target class object. Are you getting my point? Dependent class object to target class object based on the inputs and instructions received to what, guys? Received to container or framework or dot dot dot. Okay, guys. Tell me hi. Next one. Here, the underlying what, guys? Container or server or framework dynamically pushes the dependent. What is that, guys? Dependent class object to target class object. Here pushing is happening or not, guys? Example one. The way student gets course material the moment, what is that? He joins for the course. The moment he joins for the course. That is my example one, guys. What is example two, my dear? I want reply. Okay, that's the real life example, guys. This is the moment he joins for the course. Okay, here student is target na, boss. Here student is target. Course material is dependent. Course material is dependent. Come on, guys. Yeah, this is a real life example for understanding sake, guys. Real life example. Yeah. Okay. What is that? The way JVM assigns default values. Default values are what? Dependent. To, to the properties. To the properties. The movement. Tell me, guys. The movement object is created by the JV. The moment object is created by the JVM. Are you understanding my statement, guys? The moment object is created by the JVM. For example, student ST is equal to new student of. Let us assume student is having how many properties, guys? 3 property. Me, guys. SNO will be assigned with 0. SNAME will be assigned with null. SADD is assigned with okay, null. Average will be assigned with 0.0. Average will be assigned with what? 0.0. So these are this one. To the properties, the moment object is created by JVM. Can I say object is target here? Can I say object is target here? And dependent values are what? Dependent values are not, guys. Default values are dependent values are not. Example 3. The way servlet container assigns, servlet container creates and assigns. Assigns what object, guys? Servlet config object to our servlet class object. The moment, what, guys? The moment, what happened? The moment servlet container, the moment servlet container creates our servlet class object. Yes or no? Na? Okay. Issue your screen is blank. That means problem is your side, not from my side. Okay, guys. Guys, online student, please respond. Am I visible? Am I audible? Is screen okay? Everything is okay? The people who are feeling screen problem, voice problem, your side network data is having issue, bandwidth is having issue. Please recheck and rejoin. Don't irritate me every second minute because we are having dedicated internet connection here. What is this, guys? Servlet class object, boss. Here is my servlet class object. Tell me after that. This is my servlet config object, guys. Okay, this is my servlet config object. Yeah. The way servlet config object is created and assigned to our servlet class object, the moment container creates what? Servlet class object. Is it not dependency injection, boss? Okay, here servlet config object is what, guys? Dependent object. Yes. Okay. Our servlet class object is what, guys? Target object, guys. What object, guys? Our servlet class object is target object. And servlet config object is what, guys? Dependent object. So I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Yeah, shall we see the pros and cons of this? Pros and cons of dependency injection. Pros and cons of dependency injection. Yeah, first tell me pros, guys. Is there any need of target class spending time and writing logic to search and get the dependent? Come on, my dear. The dependent will be assigned automatically to the target or not, guys? This task will be taken care by IOC container or not, boss? Super, guys. That's the pros part, guys. Okay. What is the disadvantage? Can you tell me? What's the disadvantage? If we don't provide inputs and instructions properly, both necessary and unnecessary objects will be injected to the target. Yes or no? Na? If I don't provide inputs and instructions properly to IOC container, both necessary and unnecessary things will be injected or not, guys? I generally take this kind of example, guys. Food is your dependent, you are the target. Go to your home. People are busy watching TV serials, people are busy doing other works. Until you ask for food, they don't serve the food, right? This is what? Dependency lookup injection. lookup. But one advantage is there, guys. What is the advantage? You can demand and ask what food you need, right? But you have to spend time. I need this food. Then only they will deliver that food to you. Is that clear? But you have gone to relative's house, guys. You have gone to relative's house. Or you are a newly married boy, visited Sasuma Gar for the first time or second time, right? And then what happens, boss? Are you going to ask, I need this food, that food? Whatever they prepare, they will assign to you or not? First 2 days, fresh food. After that, leftover food. Still you have not left, they will ask to come to kitchen and prepare the food. Yes or no, na? Tell me, in your house, you are requesting and getting the food. Dependency lookup. When you go to a relative's house, they are dynamically assigning food to you, whatever they prepare, right? Their dependency injection. But look at the advantage of dependency lookup. You can ask what you want, but you have to ask it. Asking is the drawback, but you can ask what you want is the advantage. When you go to relative's house, you need not to ask anything. At right time, food will come to your table, right? That's the advantage. But what's the disadvantage? They will inject both you like, you don't like, which you want to eat, which you don't want to eat, right? Both necessary and unnecessarily, both will be injected to you. Remember this example, you never forget. What is dependency lookup? What is dependency injection? You are the target, the required food is the dependent, and remaining story you can frame, right, guys? Yeah, tell me here. Yeah, what is this? Here, here, target class need not to write logics to get the dependent object. Dependent class object, because the underlying, what guys? The underlying server or container or framework dot dot. What is this? Dynamically assigns or injects dependent to target. Dependent to target. What's the disadvantage, guys? Okay. What's the disadvantage? I want reply, guys. Yeah. The underlying container or server or framework or runtime environment. What, guys? Runtime environment may inject both necessary and unnecessary dependent objects. Okay, dependent object. If we don't provide instructions properly, right, guys? Instructions properly, guys. If you don't provide instructions properly, this headache is there or not there? Definitely there. Okay, now listen, guys. Spring and Spring Boot supports both the dependency lookup and dependency injection. It's not like that we don't have support for dependency lookup. But most regularly used one is what, guys? Dependency injection. Supports both DL and DI. But we use DI more in real projects. We use DI more in our real projects. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Spring or Spring Boot frameworks. Yeah, provides what, guys? Provides what? IOC containers. What they provide? IOC container. Yeah, what they give? IOC containers. They simply provide IOC containers, boss. Here are my what, guys? IOC container. And these IOC containers are given for what purpose, guys? Dependency management. What is that? Dependency management. Okay. Given for dependency management. Okay. How many types of dependency management is there, guys? How many types of dependency management is there? Two types of dependency management is there. What are those types, guys? Dependency lookup and dependency injection. One is dependency lookup, other one is dependency injection, guys. Okay. Yeah, tell me, guys. Frameworks provide. What is that? Frameworks provide IOC container. These IOC containers perform dependency management. How many ways of dependency management, guys? Dependency lookup, guys. Nothing but DL, right? Other side, what is there? Dependency injection. What is there? DI. Okay. Tell me, guys, how do you perform this dependency lookup? Everyone, please focus because I am linking with the Spring now. I am linking with the Spring now. Yes. How you perform dependency lookup? Very simple, guys. In target class, we take an additional IOC container. There we call getBean method. What method? To search and get the dependent Spring Bean class object. What is that, guys? We take additional IOC container in target Spring Bean class. There we call getBean method, okay, in which we provide some information about the Spring Bean so that it will search and get what? Dependent Spring Bean from other places of the IOC container. So we'll see this part later. For the time being, you just remember for this, we take additional IOC container. What container, guys? We take additional IOC container inside the target class of target Spring Bean class, to search and get dependent Spring Bean class object by using what method call, guys? GetBean method call. Yeah. Just remember, an additional IOC container will be taken in target Spring Bean to search and get this one. Okay, this dependency injection can be implemented total in 7 ways, guys. How many ways? Okay, this can be implemented. This can be implemented in 7 ways. What are those, guys? Number 1, field injection. What injection? Acha, 1 minute. First we'll go for setter injection, guys. Second one, Setter injection. Mr. Janardhan, why do you need annotation? You want to draw something on the screen? They focus on the class, worst fellow. Okay, next one is what, guys? Constructor injection. Constructor injection. Lastly, what is there, guys? Field injection and field injection. This is the best. Constructor injection is the fastest. Fastest is what? Constructor injection. But most regularly used one is what, guys? Next, arbitrary method injection, guys. Arbitrary method injection. What is there? Arbitrary method injection. Next one. Aware injection. What is there, guys? Aware injection plus also called as, where is this? Interface injection. Guys, only these are available. Don't create a new things. Someone saying static block injection. Okay, don't create a new concepts, guys. Aware injection. Next one. Lookup method injection, guys. What injection? Lookup method injection. Lastly, method injection or method replacer. Method injection or method replacer. Okay. These are the various options that we are having or not, guys. Dependency lookup DL, dependency injection DI. So one is setter injection, other one is what? Constructor injection, next field injection, arbitrary method injection, aware injection, lookup method injection. Method injection are what, guys? Method replacer. Is that clear, my dear? Okay, what is the best? Field injection. What is the fastest? Okay, what we are going to learn and use in everyday class? Field injection we are going to work with. Because we will be learning remaining things for awareness sake. But in the industry, okay, either you will see field injection or constructor injection. But constructor injection also less, boss. Everyone for flexibility and other reason, they prefer working with what, guys? You know, member variables of class are called fields, na, boss? Okay, by using those member variables, we do injection. That's why it is called as what? Field injection. If injection is done with the support of setter methods, setter injection. I think everyone knows setter methods. Java, bean class, setter method, right? Okay, if injection is done through constructor, constructor injection. If injection is done by using what? Fields, member variables of the class. What class, guys? Class level member variable, field injection. If injection is done with any method, some no, it is not setter method, some normal Java method. Method can have any name. Arbitrary means any name. So arbitrary method injection. Injection is done because of interface implementation. Interface injection, guys. Lookup method injection, it's a special case, combination of multiple activities. And method injection is given, okay, to replace new logics with old logics. It is not for injecting values, guys. It is to replace method old logics with new logic without touching the source code. Without touching the source code, you want to replace business logics of the business method with a new logic, but I don't want to touch the source code. So that is given for what? Method injection. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. When constructor injection is fast, why industry is preferring field injection? Simple reason. I want to inject 10 values at a time. Taking 10 parameter constructor is easy. Taking 10 parameter constructor is easy, guys. Not easy. Method with constructor with 10 parameter. Okay, I have 10 parameter constructor, but right now I'm having only 9 values. Can I ignore one value? When I have 10 param constructor, I don't have 9 param constructor. I need to pass 10th dummy value, even though that is not there. But in field injections, such headaches are there. If I am ready with 9 values, I can enjoy 9. If I am ready with the 10 values, I can enjoy 10 values. Okay, if I am ready with the 3 values, I can inject 3 values. Right, boss? Though injection is enabled on 10 fields, not compulsory you should be ready with the 10 values. I can inject what? 1 value, 2 value, 0 values, and all the 10 values. But if I am ready with the 10 param constructor, I must use constructor with the 10 arguments or not. If one or other value is not ready, I am going to pass dummy value or I will get error or not, guys. So constructor injection is very difficult to implement or not, boss. No, sir. You prepare all types of constructor. What's your problem? 10 param constructor means 10 par. There are multiple permutations and combination. Generally, how you decide permutations and combination? N factorial. What is that? N factorial means 10 factorial. 10 factorial means what? 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 into till 1. It will be going to be million trillion number. Can you develop those many constructors in your code? You will die there itself. For example, you take field injection, guys. Total how many fields are there? 10. How many fields I need to prepare? 10. But when 10 fields I prepared, but I can do injection on 0 fields, 1 field, all the 10 fields, any 5 fields. Do I need to change the code? 10 variables will be there as it is, right? But when I go for overloaded constructor, boss, 10 factorial constructors we have to take. Is it going to work out, guys? That's the reason. Fastest is constructor injection. Flexibility is there with what? Field injection. That's why industry prefers. Everyone convinced or not, guys? Super. Okay, after introducing programmatic, I will give this query. Someone asked, that's why I have explained why field injection is best, though constructor injection is what? Fastest. Is that clear, guys? Super. Sir, out of which what we are going to learn a lot in the classes. So we are going to enjoy all these 4 a lot, guys. See, we learn all the 4, no doubt. But in that one, our focus will be more on what, guys? Our focus will be more on what, guys? This. Okay. Bit regularly used. Bit regularly used. In that field injection is best. In that what is get best, guys? In that field injection is best, guys. Perfect, guys. Are you getting my point? Super. Okay, now listen carefully. Our next discussion is configuring Java class as the Spring Bean. What class as the Spring Bean, guys? Configuring Java class as the Spring Bean. Tell me, guys, IOC container manages lifecycle of only Spring Bean class or every class? Only Spring Bean. So if you want to make certain class as Spring Bean, we have to use one or other approach. We have to inform to IOC container, take this class and make it as a Spring Bean. That means you only manage the life cycle. You only load the class, you only create object, you only manage object, you only call life cycle method, you only destroy object, but give me whenever I want to ask. Give me the object whenever I ask for it. Because container is doing everything, but it is not giving object whenever I ask for it. It's a waste of time or not, guys? See, guys, we are asking bank, hey bank, I'm opening account and keeping money there. You only take care of money management. You only secure the money. You only use that money and do business. But give me money whenever I ask, right? Give me money whenever I ask. We are requesting that one or not, guys? The same thing here, configuring Java class as the Spring Bean. Okay, every class is not Spring Bean, guys. The class that we inform to take as a Spring Bean, only those classes will be taken as what? Spring Bean by IOC container. Do you think every Java class becomes servlet, guys? Do you think every method becomes overridden method by default? Unless until we write at the rate override, compiler won't look at that method as overridden method, right, guys? Yes or no? Na? Similarly, here also one or other technique will be there or not there. Super, guys. Okay, we can do this. Configuration means what, sir? You are using the word configuration a lot. Giving inputs or instructions to container about our code is called configuration. Giving inputs or instructions to container about our code is called configuration. For example, we try to configure nearby Wi-Fi with our mobile device by giving a username, password, whatever it is. We try to configure our mobile with TV so that mobile content I can play in the TV. Yes or no? Na? For that also some inputs and instructions we give to TV device. I have a sound system of Sony, and by giving some physical connection and logical Bluetooth connection, I will try to configure sound system. So those TV output is very low. I can get the better sound with the sound system I have attached to the TV or not, guys? Are you understanding my statement, guys? Super. Okay, let's see, guys. Passing inputs to. Sir, you are using the word underlaying. What do you mean by underlaying? In which our application is running, that is called underlaying. I deployed my web application in Tomcat. Then, okay, from the web application, where my application Tomcat has underlying server. Tomcat has underlying server. When your core Java application is executing, whatever JVM created for your application, can I call that JVM as underlying JVM? Can I call Naresh IT as your underlying institute? Can I say where the company where you joined are working? That company has underlying company, nothing but current company, nothing but current institute, nothing but current server, current container where your code is executing. Passing tell me, instructions to underlying container or server or framework about our code using XML or annotations. Annotations are the best. Is called code configuration. What configuration, guys? Code configuration. To configure user defined Java class as the Spring Bean, we use component annotation or bean tag, XML tag. But component annotation is the best option, na boss? To configure user-defined Java class as Spring Bean. If you want to make Java class as Spring Bean, which is user-defined, on the top of the class, we should use @component. Okay, can I show one small example, guys? Public class season finder. My class name is Season Finder. If I give month of the current month, guys, it will tell whether current season in India is summer season or rainy season or winter season. This is my class, guys. But I don't want to create object for this class. I don't want to manage the object. I want everything should be done by container. So that's why, what should I do? I may write lot of business methods and logic inside it, guys. Leave it. But I want to make this class as what, guys? Spring Bean. That too by using what? Annotation. What is there? At the rate component. Okay. In the bracket, we can pass bean ID. Bean ID becomes object name when container creates the object. Alright, definitely a container has to create object. Which container? IOC. When container create object, it has to use the name, na? If I give some name here, come on, SF. Generally, short form of the class name, we pass as the bean ID. If you don't pass, it will take the default bean ID. That's a different discussion. I will introduce at right time. Come on, guys. Whatever name you pass, that will act as what? Bean ID. Generally, we take short form of the class name as what? Bean ID. The short form of the class name as what, guys? Bean ID. SF here. This is going to be bean ID or not, guys? SF here, this is going to be bean ID or not, guys? Yeah, tell me here, what is there, guys? This is my IOC container. What container was? This is my IOC container. Easy, my dear. Come on, everyone. Yeah, inside this IOC container, loading of the class is done by container. Object creation is done by container. This IOC container always run on the top of JVM or not, guys? So here JRE or JVM is there or not there? JRE oblique JVM. JRE oblique JVM. Here is my what, guys? Here is my what, my dear? I want reply. Okay. What is there? Season finder. What finder, guys? Season finder class object. Season finder class object. Okay. What will be the internal name for this object, guys? Yes. So that is acting as a bean ID. Bean ID is act as an object name or not, guys? So tell me, guys, IOC container is running on the top of JRE JVM. Is creating season finder class object? Yes or no? Na? This is annotation example, guys. Okay. This is annotation example. If it is XML, guys, in XML driven configuration, in XML driven configuration. Yeah, here is what? In annotation driven configuration. In annotation driven configuration, this is the code. In XML driven configuration, here what will be there? Only class will be there. Inside that, you can have your choice logic, whatever the logic. Here only class will be there, na boss? Yes. Okay. In XML file, guys. Okay. Generally, we prefer name as what? Application context.xml. Array, it is not fixed name. Any file name.xml can be taken as what? Spring Bean configuration file. But recommended one is recommended, not is default also, recommended. By seeing web.xml, we are saying web application configuration file. Similarly, recommended name for Spring Bean configuration is what? Application context.xml. Okay. What is this, guys? Spring Bean configuration file. I am teaching only for knowledge sake. XML is outdated, right? Old and outdated, guys. Old and outdated. Super. Definitely old and outdated. Here, what is this? Bean ID SF class is equal to if class is having some package, that package name. If class is having some package, that package name. Then tell me next one. Season finder. What guys? Season finder. End of the bean tag. End of the bean tag. By seeing component annotation, this kind of object will be created. By seeing this bean tag, IOC container also creates the same object or not, guys? Super, guys. Tell me, based on component tag, this kind of object is created, boss? Done, boss. Similarly, based on this bean tag configuration, similar object will be created or not, guys? Sir, why XML is bad, guys? Array, where code is there it's better to say you are my Spring Bean. That is happening with the support of @ component. But in XML, what's happening, guys? On the code, nothing is there. In a separate file, we are writing now, boss. That means we have to open separate file to tell that whether this class is Spring Bean or not. Is really meaningless or not there. Array, on the pocket of student registration number is kept. That is like annotation. He is the student having registration number. Nothing is kept there. Nothing is kept there. In a separate file, student name and registration name is maintained. If someone wants to know whether he is a student or faculty or admin or X or Y or Z, people needs to open register. There you have to check against the name, number is there or not there. There means student, not there means not a student. It's a quite a difficult process or not. And moreover, for programmers also, XML is a separate language to learn. Say something, my dear. XML is a separate language to learn. What do you say, guys? People can enjoy Java. People can enjoy annotation because they are also Java statement. But do you think XML is easy to learn? Though it is easy, why Java people should learn? Are we Java learners or XML learners? Then why should we waste our time on XML, right? So that's the reason day to day, XML is losing its popularity. And already annotations are picked up. Wherever annotations are possible, people are using annotation. Where annotations are not possible, then only they are thinking about what? XML. Is that clear, guys? Super. I think Saturday I have given Lambda KPI videos. Did you enjoy the videos, guys? Not given, huh? Not shared. Okay, no problem. Once Google Drive comes, I'll share. Yeah, here is my what? Application.xml. This is for user-defined classes, guys. Listen carefully. I have a predefined class. That means given by JDK people, given by Spring people, given by third-party people. But I want to make it as a Spring Bean. Other day I said any Java class for whom object can be created can be taken as a Spring Bean. The class can be a user-defined class, predefined class, third-party supplied class. Agree with me, guys? Now I'm asking one question to you people, guys. Can we open the source code of predefined class? Can we add annotation on the top of it? Then how to make predefined class as Spring Bean? How to make predefined class as Spring Bean? Using XML possible. Why? In a separate file, predefined, user-defined really does not matter for it. You can configure it, right, boss? But what about predefined class using annotation? Can I open the source code of predefined class to add the annotation? If I add the annotation on the top of java.util.date class by opening its source code, is it going to work out? Java.util.date is a predefined class or user-defined class? Is it easy to open the source code of predefined class? If I open, I have to compile it. After compiling, again, I have to put in the same jar file. Is it that much easy, guys? That's why they have come up with a different solution for that, guys. What is that solution? If it is a annotation driven configuration, regular bean tag only, same old story. If it is XML driven configuration, you have to take one separate class called configuration class, having annotation at the rate configuration. Inside that, you should place a lot of at the rate bean methods. At the rate bean is annotation we have to write on the top of the method. The specialty of this annotation, method returned object automatically becomes Spring Bean. Suppose on the top of X method definition, I have kept at the rate bean. Method is returning date class object. At the end of this method execution, I will get date class object now. This at the rate bean annotation makes the date class object as Spring Bean. Here one headache is there. I have to manually create object of date class, guys. Yes or no? Na? Because I said method returned object will become Spring Bean. So creating and returning object inside the method is my responsibility or not, guys? Don't come to one conclusion. Focus. When you see the code, you will get more clarity. So can I write that comment, guys? To make any predefined class, any predefined Java class as the Spring Bean. To make any predefined Java class as Spring Bean, okay, we need to use at the rate bean method of at the rate configuration. At the rate bean method of at the rate configuration class in annotation driven configuration. Okay, and bean tag in XML driven configuration. XML driven configuration. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Note. We cannot add annotations. We cannot add annotations. Okay. By editing the source code of predefined classes. So we cannot use at the rate component annotation to make predefined Java class as the Spring Bean. To make predefined Java class as the Spring Bean. Clear, guys? Got the point, my dear? I want reply, guys. To make predefined Java class as what? Spring Bean. Yes, guys. Now focus now. I'm taking one class as a configuration class. You have to focus, guys. You have to focus. App config. What, guys? One configuration class. That means the class using which container gets the instructions and inputs. Okay, any name you can take, boss. Any name you can take. 1 minute. Here I have to write one statement. Note. Any file name .xml can be taken as the what, guys? Spring Bean configuration file. Okay. Application context.xml is the recommended Spring Bean configuration file. CFG means configuration in my classes. You remember that, guys. Recommended Spring Bean configuration file. Yes. Okay, now listen, guys. Public class app config. Any name you can give for the class. Later we keep this class as input class to IOC container. Otherwise, how does it knows where this class is there, in what at the rate bean methods are there? Somewhere you have to mention it or not, guys. Perfect. Tell me here what I am going to do. Public date, create date. Any name you can take the method, guys. Any name you can take for the method. Return typing. Return new date of. Okay, on the top of the method, I'm taking what, guys? At the rate bean. Here, what is that? Bean ID we are passing as what? DT. Here, DT is the bean ID, boss. DT is the bean ID. This is going to be bean ID. Don't come to any conclusion until I say my explanation is over. You have to focus till that time. Yeah, this is in which configuration, guys? In annotation driven configuration. This is purely in what configuration? Annotation driven configuration. Yeah. Okay. End of the method, end of the class. Point number one, guys. At the rate bean method of configuration class will be called automatically. And method returned object will become Spring Beans automatically by taking bean ID as the object name. By taking bean ID as the object name. Super, guys. Tell me, guys. Any class name can be taken as the configuration class. At the rate configuration class. Super. In one at the rate configuration class, we can place any number of at the rate bean methods. Okay. At the rate bean methods of configuration class will be called automatically. Will be called automatically. To create and return, to make those method returned objects as the Spring Beans. Those methods return objects as what? Spring Beans. Come on, guys. Having bean IDs as the object names. Bean IDs as the object names. Okay, guys. Now look at the diagram. Once again, this is IOC container. Super. This IOC container is having what? JRE, JVM, because that is also Java code, guys. The Java code runs on the top of JRE, JVM or not, guys? Super, guys. Where is that? JRE oblique J. Where is that and what is that? JRE oblique JVM. What is this, guys? IOC container. Here, what is the object, guys? Date class object. What object, my dear? With what name? Date class object DT. So the bean ID is becoming object name or not, guys? What do you say, guys? Super. Okay, now tell me, when our object is created for date class using zero param constructor, using what? Zero param constructor. By default, it holds system date and time. Yes or no? Na? When our object is created date class, having zero param constructor, it will hold system date and time will be there or not, guys? System date and time will be there as the data of the object. What do you say, guys? Yes, my dear. Now tell me, though I am not able to keep at the rate component on the top of predefined class, is there any headache to make? Is there any problem to make predefined class as Spring Bean, guys? Do you have any problem? Only the thing is I have to create what? At the rate bean method. Yes or no? Na? Where? Inside the configuration class. At the rate bean methods of the inside the configuration class will be called automatically, and method returned object will become spring beans automatically inside the IOC container by taking bean IDs as object names or not, guys? Super, guys. At the rate bean methods can have any name, but they need to return the object. They need to return the object whom we want to see as the spring beans. Whom we want to see as the spring bean. Sir, I really liked it. Sir, using at the rate bean, I can also make user defined class as spring bean. Na? Yes or no? Na? But is it recommended or not recommended? Why not recommended? At the rate component, I just need to place on the top of the class of user defined class. Loading class, creating object, managing object, everything is taken care by container, right? If I use at the rate bean method, I should have a method. Inside the method, I should know how to create object for the class or not. It's a lengthy process or not. For user defined class, this much lengthy process is good or bad? Then why are you going for predefined class, sir? In predefined class, can I keep at the rate component on the top of the class? That's why I'm going for this lengthy process. Clear, my dear? See, boss, to your home, 4 or 5 guests have come. All of them said that we are vegetarians. For all of them, vegetarian food is prepared. No headache, right? Some people said that non-vegetarian, some people said that vegetarian. Then real tension starts, na boss. Vegetarian think that, I'm vegetarian, what is there in my food? Non-vegetarians thinks that, after going to guest house also, non-veg is not there, what is that dawat? Aisa no na? But the host is the sufferer, right? So here right now our situation is also like that, na? IOC container says, I can make any class as Spring Bean. But the problem is, if it is user-defined class, adding at the rate component on the top of the class is just like that, right, boss? But if it is a predefined class, adding is that much easy. That's why they have given alternate approach. What is that approach? At the rate bean. At the rate bean. Can you keep at the rate bean method everywhere or only in configuration class? Why that class is called configuration class? Later we pass this class as inputs to what, guys? IOC container. Here also some instructions are there, na? Right now I'm showing only at the rate bean instruction. More other instructions can be kept in this class and can be passed to this class as what? Input file to IOC container. IOC container will get instructions either from XML file or configuration class. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Right. While creating IOC container, okay, we pass instructions either in the form of at the rate configuration class. What, guys? Annotation driven. Array driven means annotation based. Annotation driven configuration. Either in the form of at the rate configuration class, or in the form of Spring Bean configuration file. What file, guys? Spring Bean configuration file. Nothing but what? XML file. Where, guys? XML driven configuration. XML driven configuration. What's the good name, guys? Recommended name here? Application context.x. I hope you understood, guys. Right. Question, guys. What is the question? Can we configure user defined class as Spring Bean using @bean method of configuration class? @bean method of configuration class. What is the answer, guys? Yes, possible, but not recommended. Yes, possible, but not recommended. Are you getting my point there, guys? Yes, possible, but not recommended. Okay. Why I will tell. For example, you take this public class app config, right? Configuration. Configuration. Perfect na, boss? I want reply, boss. Yeah, tell me here. Public data, not date. Date. No, user defined, I am saying. Season finder, create finder, method name is my choice, right? Return new. What, guys? Return new season. Return new. What is there? Season finder of. @bean name is equal to SF. Okay, @bean name is equal to SF. Boss, don't think that only this is enough. No, I have to still develop a Susan Finder class separately, right? On the top of it, this code. On the top of it, this code, guys. Is a lengthy process or not? What is easy, boss? Going to class, on the top of the class, adding component is easy. Or take separate components, take class separately and write @bean method is meaningless. And moreover, I'm losing one advantage also. I am creating object for season finder. Actually, I am expecting container should do everything, right, guys? I'm expecting container should do everything. But who is creating here? User. That means I'm losing one facility or not? I'm doing that work manually, though container is capable of doing it. So that's why it's a bad practice or not, guys? Bad practice because we are creating object for user defined class manually. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Super. Array, I will reveal one by one. How to create container, how to pass this XML file or configuration class as input file for that container. One by one, I will come. One by one, I will come. Tulasi Kumar, don't excite. If you excite, you will get excitement only, nothing else. Okay. One by one, I will reveal, guys. Is that clear? Good practice or bad practice, guys? It's a good practice or bad practice? Super, boss. Yeah. Yeah, tell me, guys. In XML driven configuration. Array XML driven configuration in case of what? Predefined class. Okay. To make, what is this? Predefined class as the Spring Bean. to simply make predefined class as the Spring Bean. Can you help me guys here? What should I do? Here also same old application context.xml. Here also same old bean tag guys. Same old bean tag. In XML, predefined, user defined really does not matter. Class is required, class has to be configured. Tell me, what is the tag? Bean ID dt class is equal to java.util.date. Over. End of the story or not, boss? Java.util.date, guys. Tell me here what's happening there. Same old object is created here or not, boss? Okay. I think very long, lengthy distance is there. Can I copy paste this object here, this container? dt, everything is happening here. dt is acting as a bean ID or not? This dt is what? Bean ID, and that is class name. I hope you got crystal clear clarity. Okay, now let me give any class in this world. You have to see whether it is a user defined or predefined. User defined, go to the source code at the red component. Predefined, open the configuration class. If not there, develop it. Inside that, you create at the red bean method. There you create and return object. You make that method as at the red bean method. So you got a clarity, guys. Okay, I have a Spring supplied predefined class. How to make that one as a Spring Bean? Tell me. Spring supplied predefined class. How to make that one as a Spring Bean in IOC container? At the red bean method or at the red component? Respond. At the red bean method or at the red component? Perfect. Okay, guys. Next. I have a JDK supplied predefined class array list. And I want to make it as a Spring Bean. What should I use? At the red bean or at the red component? At the red bean. I developed my own wish message generator class. Morning, good morning, afternoon, good hour, good afternoon, like this. I want to generate the wish message. But I want to make it as a Spring Bean. What is the annotation I should use? At the rate. Can I use at the rate bean method to make user defined class as Spring Bean? Yes, but not recommended. Because when container says you just add annotation, I will load, I will create object, I will take care of everything. Who will write separate class, separate method? Who will create object manually? It's a headache process or not, guys? Possible, but not recommended one. Possible, not recommended. In XML driven configuration, what is the tag we have got to make Java class as bean tag? What is the tag, guys? Okay. Bean ID that we are giving internally acts as what? Object. What, guys? Object. Sir, why should I give this meaningful name for the bean ID? Simple, boss. Tomorrow from container, I want to access the object. I said I have to use get bean method. Get bean method, what you have to pass? Bean ID. Get bean method, what we have to pass? Remember one thing. Servlet component is identified with its URL pattern, right? Spring Bean is identified with its bean ID. Whenever I want Spring Bean class object access from the IOC container, we need to submit the bean ID or not? We need to submit the bean ID or not, guys? Say something, my dear. See, in Naresh IT, you might have submitted so many details at the time of joining, but they generated registration number. And now in Naresh IT, you are identified with the registration number or you are identified with your entire full name, Aadhaar number, all this stuff. In Naresh IT, what you are, we don't bother. You are identified with your registration number. Similarly, within the IOC container, Spring Bean is identified and accessed through Bean ID, nothing but object name. Servlet component is identified and accessed using, come on guys, server URL pad. Spring Bean of the IOC container, servlet component of the servlet container. Okay, IOC container is identified and accessed. What guys? Identified and accessed. Is identified and accessed using its bean ID, using its URL pattern, using its URL pattern. All right, boss. I hope you enjoyed today's discussion. Few more technical inputs I have given. Like this, I'll introduce one by one. Okay, now I have given idea how to make Java class as Spring Bean. But did I give idea about what is the annotation I should use? What is the annotation I should use to inject a dependent bean to target bean? Because I given annotation to make IOC container loading class, creating object, managing object. But I should give instruction to IOC container. IOC container, take second Spring Bean object as dependent, take first Spring Bean object as what? Target, and assign dependent object to what? Target object. For that also some annotations will be there. Some XML instructions will be there. Come on, guys. So that part I am going to reveal in tomorrow's session. All these are going to be inputs and basics for our first application development. I'm not here write the code and explain the code. We are not here to understand the code. We are here to develop the code. There's a difference, boss. Many of the batches in many faculty session, you go there to understand the code. That means he will write and explain. But here I am designing the code so that you can develop the code on our own. There's a difference. I hope you are understanding the difference. We are learning to design and develop the code. We are not learning here to understand the code. To understand the code, so many websites are there in the internet. But I'm going to teach you how to gather the requirement, how to analyze the requirement, how to design the code, how to develop the code, how to test the code. So this is how you have to learn subject. Then you never look back after joining the company. If you start understanding the code, few requirements changed here and there, you will start feeling tension. Yes or no? In that process, right now, I'm just introducing what is what. What is Spring Bean? If it is user-defined class, how to make it as a Spring Bean. If it is a predefined class, how to make it as a Spring Bean. I'm giving little touch of XML, but my main focus is not on XML, guys. My main focus is always on what? Annotation. After a few days, I'll stop teaching on what? XML. I'll focus only on what? Annotations. Our first application is also on annotations, boss. Is that clear, guys? Come on. Super, guys. Okay, guys. Admin will share day 8 link, boss. Okay, don't ask me. Admin will share. Today, I think admin is not there. Yeah, microservice also it's same presentation, boss. Drive link. Please share video link on solid principle and design pattern. Sorry, boss, they cannot be shared. They will be taught in the classroom. Okay. And you are in the topic 1 and you are asking topic 100 videos. Okay. Please stop doing that over drama. Saturday we have a class. This Saturday definitely you'll be having class. No doubt in that. Okay. Did I receive the Google Drive? Maybe. Do you receive the Google Drive? Online student, do you receive the Google Drive? No. Fine. No problem. Okay, guys, listen. Java class without any specialities. That means core Java style Java class is called POSO class, plain old Java object class. Java class without any specialities, POSO class. Java interface without any specialities is called POJI, plain old Java interface. Spring Bean can be a POSO class. Spring Bean can be that means it can be a normal Java class without having any specialities. Core Java style, when you are developing Java class in Core Java style, are we going to extend from any superclass? Are you going to implement any technology specific interfaces? It's a normal class you develop now. Plain old Java object class is called POSO class. Are you understanding my statement? Are without knowing driven, you completed engineering. Sorry to say that. Driven means based, style, event driven programming, right? Event driven programming. Every activity will happen through events, right? Live presentation driven classes. Everything will be live presented. This kind of presentation. Driven means style. Driven means an approach. Got it or not? Basic words, boss. There. Don't apply serious meaning. Apply simple meanings. XML driven. All inputs and instructions are in XML style. Annotation driven, right? What, guys? Annotation driven. All inputs and instructions are given in annotation style. It's a style of programming, approach of programming. Are you getting my point there, guys? Super. Can you help with any tips applying for company? I'm a fresher. Still do not receive call back. What should I do? First update your resume. Make sure 100%. Keep the good skills. Right? Okay. No, sir. I think driven means another in spring. No, sir. Any update on GRTP batch? Still planning, boss? I will let you know. Okay. Fine. Any other queries, guys? Yeah, today also I will keep. When your evening batch start, because timing. Sorry, boss. It takes another 10-15 days or 1 month minimum to start the evening batch. Fine. Let me get into the Google Drive link. Your admin will share. Don't ask me. Until Google Drive link comes to me, I will share. DSA is compulsory for Spring. Core Java is prerequisite. DSA is not required. DSA is required. Data structures and algorithm is required. If you are targeting that 10 to 15 MNCs, top companies, Shaw, Google, Oracle Corporation, there only they will ask about what? Amazon, data structures and algorithm. In remaining all companies, you can manage with the technology knowledge. Okay. As Accenture Pada developer, is it good to join, sir? Happily you can join. Company is Accenture, na, you can happily join. What's your batch code? 1102, right? Yes. Spring Core module, let me save it. Servlet awareness is enough. Okay. I think same document I have extended today. Okay, let me say one thing. Until I say first 2 applications are completed, don't dare to miss the classes. Each class is very important. Because yesterday I introduced containers. Today I am introduced how to make Java class as Spring Beans. Tomorrow I will talk how to perform injection, how to perform field injection, setter injection, this kind of injections, guys. Come on, guys. And the day after tomorrow, I will show how to create a container passing configuration class as input, and we put all the things together, complete the first application. So tomorrow, injection discussion and container. Next class, first application development by gathering all these inputs. So that's why until first 2-3 applications are completed, don't dare to miss any class. If you miss one class, that affects the next class very badly. Is that clear? Super. Thank you, guys. Have a nice time. Okay. No, listen, guys. Whatever WhatsApp group you are getting, that is not official group. Better not to join in that group, guys. From admin, you will get a separate groups.